Hi and welcome back to another video in the Understanding Layers video series. This particular video now we're going to show you how to build an image, blending three images together, creating a background and adding a little bit of text. So here we've got our background layer just on a white. All these, some of these courses will be available to download, so you'll be able to recreate them. Let's get started. We'll just start by selecting the Move tool and pull some of these images up onto this canvas here. We can play about and position these later. Okay, there we have all the images on there. You can see that they're not quite in line, so you can use your arrow key once they're selected just to move them up and down. That looks quite good now. I think this one might just need to come down a little bit. Yeah, we're not too far away there now. So what we'll do to blend these together now is we'll use the eraser tool. We'll set a soft edge brush, and we'll use for this exercise a diameter of 75 pixels. And literally make sure you have the correct layer selected. So in this case we're going to erase a bit of the second layer, so we need to select the second layer and then just drag down. This is just preference, it's what you think, what you like, so we'll settle for that. So let's move on to this next image now and erase some of it. So we need to select the top layer and we just go down again. Now again, you can take out as much or as little as you want. It's down to preference. You could go right across to here, but you would see the image. I mean, we'll just show you this now. You're starting to get the top of it, so it doesn't look quite right there, so we'll just take that back. Okay, we'll leave it at that. It's down to yourself how much you want to remove. What we're going to do in this particular case, because we want to keep this as a whole image, is we're going to merge these three layers together. Obviously once you've merged them you won't be able to re-edit, but we're quite happy with that, so we'll go ahead and merge them. You don't have to, it's just that we've got control over this as one image now. We can move this around together, but what it also allows us to do is to add shadows and bevels, etc. So we'll go ahead and do that. We've got this one image now selected. We'll go into layer style settings. So we can select the drop shadow. You can see straight away it's added a shadow around it. We can take it out as far as you want. We can add a bevel, which just gives it a little bit more of a rounded edge feel. You can do that down or up, but we're quite happy with that. I'll just select OK there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a background to this layer, give it a different colour. So we'll select the background layer, colour palette, because it's golf theme we may as well stick to the golf, and then use our bucket tool and fill it. Starting to take shape now, starting to look okay. We've got an image here of a scroll, so we'll pull this up. Now you can make this as big or as small as you want by just pulling out one of these handles. If you want to narrow it down a little bit you can do. Some text in here now. We'll check the font in a minute. Take a black font, black colour, sorry. This might not apply to everybody, it might not be everybody's cup of tea, golf, but as you can probably gather, I'm a bit of a fan of it. And just reduce this size. And that doesn't look too bad. Now we could actually go and do a drop shadow to this in here. What we'll do is we'll merge these two together. Again, this is just, you don't have to merge these layers together. I do it as a rule just so as that if I'm happy with a particular set of layers and I know I'm not going to change them again, it just means it makes it easier to manipulate. So there, that doesn't look too bad. What I'm going to quickly show you now, which is, I will go into detail regarding creating canvases and paper effects, is I'm going to create a nice little background to go on this. So this is a little additional sort of tutorial. Like I say, I will go on to it again a bit later on. So let's create a blank file. We'll just go just so we can see what we're working with. 200 by 200. Let's pull this out a little bit so we can see what we're doing. So if you just follow this technique now, you'll see how we can create. We're going to try and create a little tartan background. So we've got the marquee tool, rectangular marquee tool. We'll just go straight down. What we'll do is, from the colour palette, we'll select a colour. I don't really know of any tartans, so I'll just make one up. Make another selection, and we'll make this red, and then one final selection, and we'll fill this with a green colour. Right, now we've got this first layer selected and created. We'll just make that into a, you don't have to do that, it's just a habit of mine. What we'll do now is we'll duplicate this layer, so we can right click, duplicate layer, and now we need to rotate it. So if we go into image, rotate, and then we need to go down to the layer 90 degrees left. Now you can see we've rotated that. We need to reduce the opacity. You can either use the slide bar, or we're just going to go straight in at 50. And now you can see we've got a checkered sort of tartan look. We'll resize this to about 25. Select OK. Now we'll go to Edit, Define Pattern, call it Tartan 3, so we know which one we're going with. We can shut that down now, and then select in the background layer, go to Edit, Fill Layer, we want the pattern, and we want Tartan 3, select Tartan 3, OK, and there you have it. We've got a nice tartan effect there, which goes with a game of golf, and a nice collage of pictures merged together with a scroll underneath. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll show you some further techniques in videos to come.